You guys are coming back into this. Welcome back to Let's Play Everlasting Summer. So, uh, we've been, after I would say 8 parts, we're starting to make some progress. I would say Slavia's route is coming along pretty nicely. This is one of the shorter, I wouldn't say short VNs that I've ever played, but the way that the routes are kind of gone. Uh, it's progressing a little bit faster than I thought it would have because it goes by this whole day thing. I think because the fact that the game gives you a lot of choices early on, it kind of speeds things up a little bit. But people say that it tends to take away from a visual novel if you have too many choices. Yeah, I can kind of understand that too. But Kato Shoujos are like that a little bit too, where you get some choices kind of early on a little bit. Just depends on where. That one has nothing to do with affection points or anything like that, but you do get branching routes nonetheless. But it all plays out kind of the same. So we're gonna progress. Stay silent all the way to the canteen. I'm trying to figure out who I'm gonna do after Slavia. I haven't really figured that part out yet. I'd like to do, I mentioned, Yana. She's kind of grown on me a little bit. But I do also need to get to know Lena and the other girl, Alyssa, a little bit too, so before I can make my judgment on it. But I've seen a little bit of Alyssa's personality to see what she's going to be about. Obviously, Lena, obviously, she's the shy, introverted girl, so that's going to be an interesting one. Typically, characters like that have that type of personality don't usually attract me that much, but it depends. Maybe there could be more to her that I don't see. That's usually always the way that goes. Um, but because this game kind of forces you to kind of focus on one girl at a time, although you don't have to do that. But if you want to get with one to make assurance, I always say just focus on one as opposed to multiple, because you may forget who has points and what not points, because, yeah, that's just the way it goes for me anyway. Slavia rambled on about her life in the camp, but given that it was indeed a monologue, I wasn't paying much attention. And now, this comment didn't come from anybody anybody that's subbed to me on here, but I stumbled upon something that somebody tweeted to me on Twitter. I usually try to stay away from there, but since I share my content all over the place, yeah, some people try to spoil things, and I ended up reading something I didn't really want to read. Not that it would really do me anything anyway, because it doesn't really. I need to see Slavia's route so I can see what it's about for myself. But apparently, somebody left a comment saying that they overdid Slavia's route compared to the other girls. I don't know. I would need to see the other girls before I could make my opinion on that. Anyway, that's just kind of the way that goes. But we'll see on it. I'll make my observations after I get through her route, and then once I see the other girls, I'll make my decision on that. But yeah, so I kind of figured, Slavia was the first. I didn't really think anything of it, so I already kind of, if that's the game's way of kind of making you like her, well, they didn't really do that much to me because I kind of was already kind of fond of her from early on, even before I didn't even know anything about this girl. So, yeah, it's what I mean about some people want to give away spoilers sometimes, but that's the nature of it. Some people can't help themselves out there. I don't know. Yeah. Coming to the canteen, I saw Olga Dimitrov on the porch. And always in the grumpy mood, huh? Don't you have some explaining to do, young man? Now I remember what it was that I'd forgotten. Oh, yeah, because the fact that, the last time he came in here, him and Yana had a little bit of a scene back there. Oh, phone, stop that. Gee. So they made a mess. He kind of dashed off. You figured, okay, yeah, you weren't going to get completely scot-free of that. Nope. How was your cleaning today? Good enough. That's not what Ilyana told me. That was all her fault. Not really, Semyon. You were kind of in on it too because you started chasing her a little bit. You were picking on her about her dancing. She was just kind of joking around with you, but Slavya just kind of let it go over his head, and things just kind of went from there. And what did I tell you? I ordered you to clean it up together. And what were you doing? I didn't know what to say. Deep down, I knew that she's right. Don't blame her. Wow. I mean, in some ways you can, because he kind of instigated the thing with Brianna back there a little bit. Yeah, she said some things too a little bit, but I mentioned before how I say they're kind of even on that. I don't know, it's just the way I look at it anyway. Semyon was helping me at the library. Oh, really? Yeah. Well, that's all great and stuff, but to cut a long story short, you didn't get dinner tonight. How was that? Why? I protested. However, my protest looked more like a demand for a refill at the prison mess hall. Bold and daring, but still stupid and counterproductive. Hopefully, that would teach you a lesson. At that instant, Olga looked more like an ancient Roman legionnaire commander than a tiny pioneer camp leader. You really have a wild imagination in that brain of yours, I gotta say. I don't know. I had no idea how to oppose her. Forgive him. And hold me responsible. Wow. Damn, you're actually gonna take the bullet for him here. I mean, you really had nothing to do with that, but I mean, the fact that she's kind of going out over and beyond for this guy, I gotta say, says a lot about her, but there's times where you kind of know when to stand, not get in the middle of something, as I always say. Even if you do kind of like someone, you really don't want to get in the middle of it, as I always say. Because you never know what you could be contributing or not contributing to. The camp leader took her time to think it over. Alright, if you say so. Thanks. Well, we heard inside. Well, I'm gonna join the girls. We had a prior arrangement. Take care. She smiled and waved her goodbyes. Seriously, where would I be without her? There were no free places near Slavya, and besides, I hadn't been introduced to her friends. It seems that I will have to share a dinner table with Electronic and Shurik. There were no more places to sit. The Ken dolls, as I always say. It's what I said before about, well, the other one, Electronic, not so much, but this guy here, sure, I don't know, he's kind of has like a Ken doll look to him. I don't know. What's happening, gentlemen? Every time I had to deal with them, I got an itching desire to tease them, or at least to drop some cheeky or cocky banter. It might be too risky to behave that way, but the Electronic brothers were my primary source of positive emotions. Is it not? How are you doing? Fine. Fine. What about you? Hits and misses. Did something happen? Lots of stuff. Buy cherry? Nah, some other time, maybe. Suit yourself. He made a helpless gesture. We're going to the bar after dinner. Electronic giggled. I know that. Who would you want to ask out? Well, obviously if we're given a choice on that, I thought maybe that scene would just play out on its own. But I didn't realize that the choice might come up on that. Well, if they give me the option, then I pretty much already know who I'm going to go to. Yeah. I hadn't thought about it yet. What about you? It seemed that this question caught him off guard. Ask Ilyana. That would make her happy. I think she probably would go with you there. I think she already has a thing for you there, Semyon. But I don't, since you're pursuing one girl right now, I don't think you're really going to notice that. That's just my guess. No thanks. Electronically furiously waved his hands. So nobody wants to pursue little Ilyana. And you, sure. You gotta ask Alyssa out. Somehow I think that I think he would be a better fit to try to go after that party rather than this guy. But then again, it's hard to say. Thanks, I'll pass. He looked calmer than his mate. Oh, come on, guys, it'd be fun. And in any case, you've got things to do. We still have to finish the robot. Oh, that's a marvelous idea. Ask your robot out. Can it dance? You really are kind of, I don't know, what's a that brain of yours sometimes? I kind of wonder. Ask your robot out. Which one? We haven't seen anything like that. Unless you're talking about a Vocaloid, we haven't gotten to her route yet. She'll be in time. Although I don't know if they're actually gonna call her that in this. I guess I'll find out. If they do, I'm gonna say, oh well, they definitely tried to do their best to avoid some copyright in this game. I don't know. I can't even walk yet. Sure, probably missed it pointed completely. Why? It would be great a demonstration of our achievements in front of the camp. And what will we show to them? Yeah, you're right. They both stared at their plates disappointedly. Wow, what a conversation, I gotta say. Dinner was over and the pioneers started to disperse. What will you wear for the ball? I asked Shuriken and Electronic. We don't have anything special to wear. We'll go as we are. He indicated his pioneer uniform. They don't seem to care about their appearance at all. Well, why should I care then? Wearing my winter clothes isn't an option, so I'll just go like this. When does it start? After 9 o'clock. Got it. I left the canteen and deeply inhaled the fresh evening air. I remember those rare dances I used to go to at school. Hesitation, insecurity, even fear. I couldn't dance. I didn't know how to react if someone had invited me. I wouldn't dare to invite someone myself. All in all, I felt pretty uncomfortable about it. And it was even more unpleasant to watch others having fun. I wasn't envy. More like it was a disconcerting feeling that people were able to enjoy something so odd for me. I thought there was still lots of time till the ball so I could sleep a little to be fresh in the evening. Hmm. Entering the camp's leader cabin, I flopped onto the bed instantly and shut my eyes. Wow. The fact she lets you share that is I find it kind of interesting. Huh. Well, strangely enough, I got up right on time, even without an alarm. I'm going to say coincidence you happened to do that, didn't you? The clock was showing 9. Such a rare thing to happen. I felt sluggish, though. How long did you lay there, I wonder? Probably it wasn't the best idea to sleep during the day after all. Well, I have to go. In a couple of minutes, I was standing at the square. The loudspeakers and some DJ equipment were installed near the monument, and the trees were decorated with light strings. Ah, a typical country ball. A lot of pioneers were around, but no familiar faces, so I just sat on a bench and waited. I don't have to dance after all. Maybe I'll be able to just sit and chat with someone. Hey there, the sad face. Oh, how in the world please tell me we're not going to get a dance with you. I thought it was supposed to be the other way around. Because, we did not help you back there. And, other than the first part, we only swiped at you one time. That was supposed to be the only positive thing. I thought maybe doing that would not get us any points. We did not help her when we were supposed to. So we did a bunch of other things. But I guess we'll see where this is going to go. Here to suggest something. Come on, let's dance. It's way too early. There isn't even any music yet. Blah, you're so boring. Yeah, I'm not the merriest person for such an event. She ran away. So, Ilana did wear something like an evening dress. Pretty funny. Oh. Hi. Makes you wonder, though, if this get a dance here, why they used Ilana for this scene. But obviously, I'm going to guess, it's like I said, that because we're not pursuing her, I'm wondering if she already had an interest that this guy has no clue of. I don't know. It's kind of weird how that's kind of going though, a little bit. Slavya. Hey. She sat down by my side. How's the evening? I gotta say, your outfit compared to Ilyana's is definitely a little bit revealing, I gotta say. I don't know. Bye. Why are you so sad? I'm not. Okay, well, dancing will surely cheer you up. Maybe. Don't forget to save one dance for me. She laughed and ran towards the music equipment. The situation was getting serious. I would be able to sit through the whole dance party. So let me guess. Everybody just comes up and asks to dance. So, okay, maybe I thought a little bit, jumped the gun too early on the Ilyana, but still it was kind of funny that she was the first one to show up here in the scene. I thought maybe it would play out a little differently, but oh well. Hi. Lena came closer. Oh, hi. You're here too. Your outfit doesn't quite stand out the way that Ilyana and Slavya's did, but it's kind of nice, I guess. Is that such a wonder? Yes. Okay. Okay, gonna light this party up? The joke fell flat. Oh my goodness. Lena blushed and looked down. Well, maybe that's not the best idea, setting things on fire. Okay, then I guess so. Yeah? She left. Well, we haven't really had much interaction with her other than, and we didn't even really, like, 2 times we actually didn't do anything with that character, so it's probably another reason why I know even less about Lena and the other girl, because I have, as far as the choices that I've been making, there's very, very little interaction. If you notice, you've been periodically, you see Ilyana here and there, and it's mostly, Slavia and kind of a little back and forth. The pioneers formed large groups, talked, joked around, and laughed. At the DJ's panel, Ilyana argued loudly with Olga Dmitrievna about the playlist for the evening. And here it is. Okay, the music started to play. Interesting music, I gotta say. Not really sure what to think of it, but kind of nice. I didn't know the band or the song, but if you ask me, I really felt that I'd tag it as Soviet pop classic. Well, I don't know what you want to call it. It's like some soft music. I don't know if you want to call it pop classic, but I guess you could go with that. The pioneers just stood there for some time as if not hearing the music. It's always hard to take the first step, especially if you're pretty sure that you'll be the only one who would take it. Ilyana seemed not to grasp that simple truth. She reached the center of the square with a few bounds and cried out loud, "What are you standing around for?" And started to wiggle ridiculously. My goodness. Wiggle is the exact word. What exactly are you wiggling? I want to see what you're wiggling. You couldn't find a better word. It looked so silly and funny that I couldn't resist laughing. She noticed it. Hey, Sabian. My goodness. You don't really quit, do you? You just come back every time you get this smile. It's like this character, I don't know. I pretended I couldn't hear. Yeah, you do that, don't you? Stop pretending. Come over here. My goodness. I kept ignoring. So we're going to get a little bit of a love triangle. Is that what's going to happen here? I'm not really sure where this is going to go, but the pioneers slowly realized that they weren't too sexy for this party and started to dance. Wow. I looked really silly from my point of view, shaking one's arms and legs to the beat of long-forgotten hits. Come on, get real. Of course, I couldn't dance at all, but this thing couldn't be called a dance either. Hey, Slavya, what are you sitting there for? Don't you want to dance? I was so deep in thought that I hadn't even noticed Slavya. No, really. Are you sure? Well, you're giving me the choice. Your ass is getting off that damn bench and you're going over to somebody. I do believe that there is an option where you're supposed to sit down or keep sitting if you're doing like Miku or one of the special girls you have to unlock later. I don't know, but that's a long ways away. Maybe later. Damn, what am I even doing here? You're gonna dance. That's what you're gonna be doing. Why would you come to a dance party if you'd rather sit tightly in the corner? I mean, if this was me in real life, yeah, I'm not really the type to dance either. But, I mean, what would be the harm in this case? I'd be like, you know what? I'll dance with both of you, even though I would only be interested in one at a time. It's like, I can't date both of you, you know? It's like, how does that work, you know? Okay, but just a little bit. That's just bad. She reached out her hand to me. We were standing in the middle of the dancing crowd. Well, in fact, it was me who was standing. Slavya was warming up, swaying to the beat. I was already blaming myself for agreeing to this uncomfortable proposal. Okay, here I'm at. On the road again, and now what? It's like, here we go again. Nah, sounds like Whitesnake. I just got the first part of that for the lyrics. I don't know. Just kind of reminded me of that song, you know. I examined the dancing pioneers around me. Pretty sure they're not going to do that for a dance, though. Nope, I am not prepared for it. Come on, phone! Jeez. My damn software, man. The music stopped abruptly. Some people were still dancing under the momentum, but the majority stopped. Don't panic. The leader went to the DJ's panel and adjusted something there. Next song, Ladies Invite Gentlemen. I looked at Slavya. She stretched her hand out to me with a smile. You should refuse a girl. Oh boy. We danced for a few minutes, so we are getting the scene randomly, so we don't get to choose. This just kind of happens. I don't know, the way it was kind of going, they made it seem like you were going to get a choice here, but they said that the scene just happens. I don't know. It's interesting. Her chest heaved faster and her face blushed more and more. Slavia stared into my eyes. I tried to look away at the dancing pioneers or at my feet or somewhere else. I'm pretty sure she's trying not to do the same thing. Now imagine if this was real life. You really think about it. He only spent 2 days there and already we're getting this, right? Where would that happen in real life? I don't know. I mean, it was a strange feeling. My whole body shuddered from time to time, but it was a pleasant shudder without any hint of uneasiness or shame. My mind became miraculously calm. I realized that I didn't want to let this girl go, and I am ready to dance with her forever. Hopping next to us, Oyana stopped for a moment and smirked. Maybe I was seeing things, but I couldn't get rid of the thought that insolent girl was trying to hint at something. I made a frightening face, but she was already gone. Is something wrong? She asked quietly. Everything's fine. I mean, everything's great. I hadn't started stammering yet, but I was about to. You're so tense. A little. I said honestly. Boys don't like to dance? I mean, some do. Guess so. I'm not really the type, you know. I don't know. She didn't say anything, just smiled. The song eventually finished. I was still holding Slavya, but she easily slipped out of my grasp. Wow. Thank you for the dance. I should thank you. I just stood and stared at her for some time. The next track started playing. One more. No, I think I'll rest a little. I try to leave the square as soon as possible. I don't remember how I ended up at the beach. Why did I run away? It looked exactly like running away. Maybe you were a little bit flustered? The dance was nice and Slavya was pleased. But something wasn't right. I felt restless just thinking about the ball. Maybe I just lost my grip on the situation and got emotional. I have no idea. That happens rarely. I always try to behave and calmly assess the situation. But did I manage it this time? I sat on the sand and looked at the river. The full moon was hanging far above the water. Memories overwhelmed me. I'm 6 years old. Me and my father are fishing. I cast my fishing rod clumsily and wait. 1 minute, two, 10, no bite, fish bite. Meanwhile, my father gets one after another. How do you do that? He explains, but now I don't remember all the details. I am 9 years old, a dark, incomplete building near our country house full of ghosts, vampires, or maybe just hobos. An unstable wooden ladder to the second floor, hanging above the abyss, the hole to the basement. I'm scared, but I still climb up and down this ladder every day. A brick falls on my foot, and I lose a toenail. Oh boy, that would suck. I'm 12 years old, my first victory at a video game tournament. We play a console fighting game. An imaginary audience applauds my astonishing victory. Wonder what fighting game you're talking about. Is it Street Fighter or Tekken? I don't know. Makes me curious of what it is, because usually they have different ones, right? They even have Dead or Alive. They even had a Dead or Alive tournament one time. I don't know if they still do that one anymore. But Tekken and Street Fighter is usually the one you hear of sometimes. I'm 15 years old. I score several wonderful goals with my heel and a wonderful shot from 30 meters away right into the upper corner. I'm 17 years old. My first love. Transient images. A shadow slipping away and vanishing into the city haze. I can't catch her among the buildings and corners. Shadow slipping away. Your first love. You were 17. So, is he kind of getting a little bit of a flashback of things that kind of happened in his life when he was younger? I don't know. I'm just kind of wondering on this, because who is that? Could this person have turned out the whole time that this first love might be the wolf-looking girl or cat girl, whatever you want to call her? Eula? I don't know. Guess we'll find out, but that's gonna be quite a while before I do that, because I haven't beat anybody's route yet. So yeah. And you gotta do everybody's, before you could do hers. But that kind of sucks, though, if you think about it, but it is what it is. The following memories became more clear, but far less vivid. The images of my childhood and youth that I saw were unclear. They lacked details, and I couldn't quite see the faces of people. Sometimes they just looked a lot like a canvas, covered with spilled paint. But the feelings of those hazy images were so much warmer than those of my more recent memories. Okay. There you are. Slavya leaned over me. Nice scene. This music is quite good, I gotta say. I don't know. Apparently, there was some other type of art to this game, like early images, where the characters looked more animated. I don't know, some of you guys, if you played this, would have to let me know if the art style was a little different from the earlier. I could imagine, because Kato Shoujo was kind of like that too a little bit. But then you get the final version of it, and it comes out this way. So it's like, I don't know. I didn't get a fright.
Why did you leave so soon?
Just felt like being alone for a bit. It was like I hid in a shell. There was no outer world for me, and I responded the same way to all stimuli. I was like the three monkeys. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. Wow.
Isn't it just beautiful here?
Slavia looked at the river. For some reason, I kind of assumed that was a lake, but I guess we'll go with it. Yeah, it is.
How about one more dance?
No thanks, I'm fine. Deep inside, I knew I should be so sharp with Slavia, but I was like a puppet on the string, forced to say things I would have never said under other circumstances.
What are you thinking about?
Nothing.
You can't think about nothing.
She pouted her lips, but smiled right after that, letting me know she wasn't offended.
You're always thinking about something, even if you don't notice it.
Well, I'm playing as him, so I notice it constantly. It's the things that go on in his brain sometimes, like, what did I just read here? It's like, you really thinking this? Like, where'd that come from? I don't know. Maybe.
So, what are you thinking about now?
About owls. Yeah, now you're not being honest. It's funny. That's the first thing that came to my mind.
Why owls?
She laughed. I don't know.
Have you ever seen any owls?
Yeah, I have. Of course I have. What a silly question.
Do you like them?
They're just a bird like any other. No, not quite. A little different than that. It's like they can turn like their head all the way around their body, which is kind of interesting. But some people say it's a little creepy at times. Whenever you see it do that, though, it's like they have like certain joints in their neck that kind of let them do that. Like whereas most other birds just can't. I don't know.
A night bird.
Slavya specified. Yeah, a night bird. A night bird. I imagine an owl, a little feathered box with huge blinking eyes.
Are you a night owl?
What?
You know, there are dark owls, daylarks, and night owls. Some like to get up early, and some like to sleep in.
Her words brought me back to reality. She did mention about how she's kind of has a thing for nature a little bit. I could see her as kind of like some type of have some type of be some type of person on a Discovery Channel or something like that. Do one of those things. That'd be interesting. I picture my dusty room full of junk, a mountain of unwashed plates on the table, guitar rotting in the corner, necktie hanging from the lamp, and the pinnacle of all of this, the heap of dirty socks under the bed. I was indeed a night owl. Night was my time, but somehow I was managing to get up early in this camp. I know,
So, what are you?
a night owl, I guess. I like to sleep.
And I am a daylark. The earlier you get up, the more you can do during the day.
There is really nothing urgent for me to do, so I don't see any difference between day and night. It's just quieter and calmer during the night. Slavia, don't you have any problems at all in your life? Sure she does.
What do you mean?
She wondered. You were always so joyful, so ready to help, so eager to start doing something. It is like nothing can upset you. That could be where you could be wrong about that one.
Why?
She laughed.
I am just an ordinary person.
That's right. Just an ordinary person in an ordinary place. I sometimes think that I am the strange one here.
Don't you like the camp?
I don't mean only the camp. In the previous, I stumbled. I should speak so. Frankly, even with her. At home, too. I think that I'm not like the others. It's not where I belong.
Oh, stop that. It's silly to think so.
I was closing myself off from the rest of the world just a moment ago, and now I was opening my heart to this girl. What's happening to me? You're falling in love? No, really, you wouldn't pay any attention to me under any other circumstances. I'm so different from you. I'm lazy, unsociable, and have no outstanding talents. I mean, I can relate to some of the things he's saying there, but I don't know. I'll be the last person you would notice in the crowd of a large city. I mean, I don't do much in crowds anyway. You wouldn't really notice me much on any of that. So parts of what he's saying there, yeah, it's like, okay, would you really notice me a bunch of people? Well, I mean, unless if you know the person, yeah, you kind of would spot them a little bit. It's like, you kind of like a ghost out there a little bit to yourself. I don't know. Though for me, even going outside is rare. I mean, yeah, I'm not really much of an outside person either, but the old saying is opposites attract, in some cases. I don't know. You can be different from the other person. Sometimes the other person might make you want to do better for yourself. I don't know. That's just the thing about it. You just never know.
Slavia, you scared me.
She looked at me seriously. I got embarrassed, but didn't avert my eyes. Am I wrong?
Of course. You are, you. There is no other person like you. You should just have some self-esteem and patience, and you could do anything. No doubt about it.
I looked at the sky. If only everything could be as simple as you say.
It's not difficult at all. Let's start right now.
Start what?
Changing.
Just like that? How do you imagine we could do that?
We should do something useful.
For instance,
Well,
she thought for a moment.
let's clean up the square. The ball is already finished.
Just the two of us? We would be able to do all the work.
There isn't that much to do. The first step is the most important.
I can't argue with her on that point, but taking down the lighting from trees in the dark, moving heavily audio equipment and sweeping, none of that was on my to-do list. But I didn't know how to nicely diffuse her. Maybe we could do it tomorrow. Or with everyone.
Why put off until tomorrow? Wouldn't it be wonderful to stand in a clean square during the lineup?
First of all, I don't even like lineups in general. Hey, I understand you. But this is too much. Slavya thought for a moment.
Yeah, looks like you're right.
Even I could be right sometimes. And she could be wrong.
Then,
She stretched and yawned.
let's just sleep on it then.
A nice idea, but I wanted to talk more. Isn't it too early?
No,
Slavia objected critically.
you'll sleep all day tomorrow then.
Tell me a bedtime story then. My goodness, where's this gonna go? I blurted out the first thing that came to mind. You're not a baby, are you?
I know only those I read in books. You must know them too.
Maybe I do. What a failure.
Shall we go?
She stretched out her hand to me. I'll stay here for a while longer. I need some fresh air. You can go. Good night.
Good night.
Slavia read away. I wanted to enjoy my total defeat first. I could stand being with her even a minute longer after that brilliant idea. Bedtime stories, what in the world? I don't think that threw her off, but it's kind of, I don't know where it came from, but it was kind of interesting the way that went. It's like, that's how the things are. You try to have a casual chat with a girl and it turns into a complete flop. No, I don't really think that's the case. I mean, you're kind of opening up to her, but not completely. I mean, there's some ways I could kind of relate to. You know, you got this girl's kind of pretty, and then maybe you kind of look at yourself as like, what is she finding in me right now? It's like this girl's kind of spending some time. Even if you suspect she might like you, you probably, one part of your brain's probably like, there's no way this girl is interested. You know, it's like, okay, she's offering a dance, but Ayana did it as well. She came up as well. Yeah, but that one you can kind of see. It's like, well, no big deal there. Slavia, it's like, there's no way, you know. I don't know. So I could kind of relate to a certain degree. You know, we always kind of have that thought. You're like, are they really interested? I stared into the night sky. The stars, those small lights of distant suns, blinked purplely as if laughing at me. I turned over and buried my face in the sand. After a moment, I realized that was another one of my bright ideas, about on par with asking for a bedtime story. I stood up, spitting grit, and went to the leader's cabin. Well, I think this is where I could call a part. So that was kind of nice back there. So, yeah, it's getting pretty interesting. So if everything goes well, I may get to another part tonight. If not, it'll be the following night after tonight. So we'll see where it goes. Until then, I will see you guys next time.